Everybody, pretty much when you travel to Texas, they look up best barbecue, and then if you're in that top 10, they're gonna come to your restaurant. Texas Monthly, it's a magazine for Texas. They have an issue that comes out every 4 years, and it ranks the best barbecue in the state. I think they go to, in the 400s, like different barbecue restaurants throughout Texas. So it's a huge thing. It'll take your business from like 1 to 10. I mean, we maybe used to do about 12 racks of ribs. Now we're cooking 40 to 50 racks of ribs. This is pretty crazy. They don't tell you before that you got number ones. There's no like heads up. But the day it happened, we celebrated maybe for like an hour, then it was like, all right, we know it's coming, so we gotta get to work. We're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but it's a long process to get ready for just those 3 days. No, it's all in there. What's up? On Mondays, we're pretty much just doing a lot of stuff for the sides, our desserts. We knocked that out too that day. Just try to get ready for the week. Dell's gonna be making a rib glaze. I think PJ's about to make banana pudding. Yeah. Woo. Everything's gonna be made from scratch here, so that's why it takes a little bit longer too. Like our banana pudding, I mean, we're stirring it constantly while it's on the stove. Everything just takes a long time because we all do it from scratch.
When we bake our bread, we cut it on the weekend. This is like all the end pieces, and we just save them, and that's what gets used for bread pudding. Lots are half and half, butter, vanilla, sugar, a little bit of salt. It's like 35 eggs that go in there. Just pour it all over.
How much butter is in here?
It's a lot of butter, but this is enough crumble for about 180 portions for the banana pudding. For the volume we're cooking right now, we really got to be in on Monday to get ready for that week. Like Tuesday, Wednesday are also like extremely long days where we take up the whole kitchen, so you can't really do some of that side prep and dessert prep before on those days.
Get in there. It's good.
Yep.
I like seeing the customers, like their reactions, like when they try to sample. I like when they come from all over the state and all over the country. I'm like, they really came here? That's fire.
So every week we spend about 8,000 to 10,000 alone on briskets. Brisket is pretty much the most important meat in Texas barbecue. That's why they like to say brisket is king. That's kind of corny, but it really is though. If you have a Texas barbecue restaurant, the brisket has to be the best thing on the menu. Tuesday, Chuck, Johnny, Lane, and Zane will trim all the briskets. That's like an 8 to 9 hour shift right there alone. It's crazy how they do it. It's got one big table and just piles of briskets. Yeah, just trimming it up for 8 hours straight.
We're trimming it down to a certain amount of fat that we know that we can render, basically. We make the sausage out of the scrap and tallow out of the fat.
How many are you guys gonna have to go through today, you think?
120. So one half of the brisket is a completely different muscle than the other half, which is like this top part right here. And you can kind of see it right here too. So it makes cooking it a little tricky. You're basically leaving two different cuts of meat on and trying to cook them evenly the same when one has like not as much fat and the other one has a lot of fat. You want these like nice round edges that are more aerodynamic in the smoker and don't crisp up as much. Same with the front of the brisket, you kind of make this nice and round as well.
So what you're saying is a brisket is like a car.
Yeah. What we're trying to trim it down to is to look like that. Like there's a nice fat band on top and then the meat's right underneath.
They all make it look pretty easy. It's not though. I mean, we're just pretty good at what we do. To get as good as they're doing, I mean, they probably all trim in the thousands of briskets at this point. I'm good also, but I'm just a little bit slower than them. They're all really fast. I can beat Zane though. Zane's not that fast.
What would you say is your record time in trimming a brisket, Johnny?
A minute.
A minute?
Yeah, a minute.
Lane, what's your fastest time?
59 seconds.
59 seconds. Zane?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Nah, there's no way Zay can do it in 30 seconds. It'll be all scalped up.
You see the lean's nice and round now. There's not a whole lot of pointy edges. See how Zane's looks all weird and different from mine.
This is how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. How is it not supposed to look?
This is the one laying there. This is how it's not supposed to be.
Get off my pile, dude.
This is mine. Put yours back in. Why are you trying to steal it?
You gotta take a break here and there. You know, it's just you gotta
Take a break, go play some Smash?
Got to.
What up?
Gotta hydrate between the trims. You want a trim brisket?
Do I want a trim brisket?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get it in here.
Yeah, don't worry.
One margarita.
Hey, sell this brisket for like half of what you usually do.
And just keep it flat the entire time.
That was great. Thank you. Oh shit. Cut into meat.
Around the margaritas.
Another margarita for us.
I just got a achievement on the scallops. The fat is trimmed down perfect.
Okay.
I like the front of the point. I think it looks good. The mohawk's trimmed down nice.
Yeah, 3 scallops. Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Alright. This is hard. I gotta give it to you guys. It's not easy.
Thank you.
The way we trim, we'll probably lose about 30% of what's on the brisket. When you put it on the smoker, it shrinks about half. So at that point, yeah, you're down to about a third of original weight. That's how we calculate like what the prices of like our brisket is. So that's why we try to make it as good as possible. We don't want people going home paying that much money for subpar brisket. So on Wednesday, we do a lot of stuff on Wednesday. That's the day we start sausage. So that's when we're doing about 200 to 250 pounds of sausage. And then also that's when we trim all our pork ribs, anywhere from 120 to 150 pork ribs. I think we also trim beef ribs that day too. So that's the day we kind of do a lot of different stuff.
Is this from yesterday?
Yeah.
What do you use the tallow for?
We'll use the tallow just to hold the briskets overnight, and it makes them look shiny.
Dave, what are you doing?
So we're grinding the brisket trimmings from yesterday to make sausages. And everything got marinated with the spices and everything. And so we'll grind it through, and then they'll get cooked tomorrow. Are you trying to grind too?
I always rise and grind, baby.
All right.
Sausage, that's the tricky one. That's the one that you really got to do it a lot to get good at. At this point, I mean, I do enjoy making sausage. That's probably the thing I was best at when we started the restaurant. It is tedious, but it is fun. It's a good feeling after you finish all the sausages up, yeah. Those sausage wings, they like to pop a lot like PJ's doing right now.
This one's a little long.
Uh-oh.
I just popped some too. You know, it happens. It happens.
Is that what that bin is for?
Yeah.
Hey, open up that bin.
It's not too bad. I just got one popped in. This is also the meat for it right here. This is all the stuff that got mixed up.
I thought you guys were number one.
No air bubbles, then do this thing. Never in my life seen Jalen do that.
I don't know. I'm just making sure they're tight.
I hear that the team likes to call you the Glizzy.
No one's called me the Glizzy Gobbler before. It's fine though. I mean, I'm not mad about it. It's whatever.
How many sausages total you think you guys are making?
Is that 480?
480 sausages? That's a lot of glizzies. Where are you guys going?
Panther City.
Lunchtime?
Once a week, we like to go to another barbecue restaurant. We go hang out with the pitmaster. We're all pretty close. But yeah, you just want to go check out other barbecue restaurants, see what they're doing, see how we're still comparing, still trying to learn stuff, even at this point, see how we can make our food better.
So that's the Flacco's half-baked potato salad. It's like a twice-baked, but Flacco is always baked, so we call it half-baked potato salad. We got a regular potato salad. This is a spicy vinegar slaw.
Thank you so much.
Salad burritos. pork belly burning poppers. Got the brisket elote right here, and then all your standard fare over here. We got ribs, turkey, brisket.
Pork rib's super good.
This is my favorite. The corn, the brisket, everything just goes perfect together.
What was it like when you both got on the list?
It was a shock. You know, you try to put your best foot forward all the time, but I think just making the list, you're still surprised. It's still such an honor that people recognize your food like that. So it was definitely a shock. It was a good shock.
So you're probably the best ribs I've had from Panther City.
Whatever their glaze is. It's a nice sweet one. And it's not like super fall off the bone. It's got a good bite to it. It's cooked really well too.
That's what I was eating about that.
We should get jalapeno poppers on the menu.
Yeah.
Brisket seasoned real well.
EJ, what do you think?
It's kind of sweet. I like it. It's not fall off the bone. It's got a good bite.
They just call
All of us, we all went to the same elementary. I've known Lane since kindergarten. Johnny moved in 3rd grade to our elementary school, so we were all friends before that. Everybody started getting barbecue jobs. Johnny worked at Franklin, he worked at Valentina's. Lane worked at Micklethwait and Friedman's. I also worked at Friedman's. Eventually it was like, all right, we should team up together and have our own barbecue restaurant, just run it the way we want to run it. Since then, we've been hanging out every day. Thursdays, me and Lane get there like in the early morning. Lane is touching up the briskets, which is pretty much just going back over the briskets, making sure it's trimmed correct. And then I will be on the other side of the table. I'll start seasoning all the briskets.
Goldee soft blend?
Yep.
Can't tell Zane the recipe.
Can't tell you the rest.
Why not?
Secret.
I'll give you $3.
I'll tell you off camera. Put them over here. Let them sit a little bit so the salt all sinks into the meat too a little bit before we throw them on the smoker.
Texas barbecue, especially for the briskets, you want to do it low and slow. Like we start off at about 200 degrees. It doesn't get any hotter than 300, and that's a long process. So it takes about 12 to 14 hours just for the briskets. Same thing with the pork ribs. That's about a 6-hour cook. So it's really long cooks. Get a lot of smoke on it, but it just gives it that great smoky flavor though. It's pretty hot. It's hot in that smokehouse for sure. So in the summer, it's not really my favorite time to be out there smoking briskets or just being in the pit room, especially when it's like over 100 degrees. I think our pit room's at about like 115 when you're in between both those smokers. You open a door, you get a big gust of like heat and then smoke like fills your eyes up. It's pretty crazy, but I think that's why people love smoking this way, yeah. I think I like really how long it takes. I really like a long cook. It's just you and the fire just hanging out. It's really relaxing, honestly.
Boom. Come on.
That's right on the dot. That scales off a little bit. We are shaping the bread loaves right now. We got our bulk dough right there that we made a couple days ago.
Usually at barbecue restaurants, bread is like a throwaway item. You always see it in the trash. Like, it's just a waste of money pretty much. So we wanted to make it so good that people like didn't do that. We do about 50 loaves a day. People always come up and ask if they can buy the bread. We're like, no, we give our bread out for free.
BJ, do you like dealing with bread?
Depends what type of bread we're talking about.
What kind of bread do you like?
The blue one.
One of the green ones?
Yeah.
These two right more.
You ain't never taught me that move.
I did. I taught everybody that move and nobody did it.
What is that?
The monitor
For what?
for for the Smash we're about to play.
Smash?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pawn shop?
Yeah.
You got it at a pawn shop?
Yeah, I just went and bought it.
If I beat you, I get a chubby sandwich?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you beat me, I'll make you guys cookies.
Oh, that's a great deal. That's a great deal.
After all the meets go on, we like to just hang out, we goof around. We brought a Switch up here. We were playing Smash Bros all day pretty much. Johnny's the best, he does play the most too. Kind of no-lifed it for a little bit. Yeah, I'd say Lane's probably second. I'm last, I'm terrible. I might get better, I don't know.
Ready?
Why are you standing up? No, there's no
I'm standing up, dude. I'm gonna pop off.
There's no standing, man. Nah,
He's cheating from taking a line.
Oh, let's go!
What's up? All you gotta do is take him off.
Johnny, don't make me the only one that got
No!
So we got stuff on the line this game? Cookies or chopped cookies?
Cookies and chopped beef.
Oh yeah, hit him.
Why are you making cookies, Alvin?
You know, Johnny pulled some real cheeky moves. I wouldn't say it's the most sportsmanlike thing I've ever seen, but I think I can beat him though.
There we
I
go.
can beat him. I was maybe I was sandbagging a little bit because I love making cookies.
I'm about to cool the beef ribs. They've been on since 8 a.m. What I do is I probe them, and if it feels like butter or cake batter, I know that they're pretty much done. I'd say they're my favorite meats. They're just so rich and so good, but brisket is more of a challenge, so I like briskets better.
Isn't it hot over there?
Yeah, it's pretty hot. That means that the fat is rendered, and these are just going to be so delicious because of that. And all around, perfect beef ribs.
Chuck is our head pit master here. She's a really quick learner. She does finish the briskets and the beef ribs too. So I mean, that is the main attraction to the restaurant. Her shift is critical just because it kind of comes down to that last pull. If you pull too early, it's gonna be undercooked. That's when it's gonna be tough. If you overcook it, it's gonna be mushy. It's not gonna have a good mouth feel. There's a sweet spot right in between. So that's what we try to shoot for every day.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could talk.
Who said that? My job is basically controlling fire, so I love that. I mean, it's only getting higher. Right now it's at 133, and it keeps on going up and get to 160, just this area right here.
Chuck, I'm sweating.
It's a nice job.
Fridays, I mean, that's crunch time. So that's when we gotta start getting the restaurant ready for service. Everybody's pretty much everywhere in the restaurant. So he'll start portioning banana puddings in the actual dining room. We'll have stuff on the cutting board that's not in the kitchen too. So it's a little hectic, but now we got it down pretty much to a science where everybody knows what they gotta do. There's a lot of stuff, but we knock it out pretty quickly.
Have you tried one of the puddings already?
No, I haven't tried any of the puddings.
You want one?
I want one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do.
You can have this one.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. That's great.
I'm wrapping some turkeys up right now. With a little bit of butter in there.
A little bit?
We're going a little bit lighter on the butter. We used to do a lot more.
What happened?
Butter's pretty expensive. We didn't need all that butter in there.
Yeah, these are pretty much done. Just wrapping up for the last bit of it, like it's good. Most of the time you get like smoked turkey, it's gonna be dry. We do not do that here. It's gonna be really juicy. It's probably another 15, 20. Usually people get here around 6 to 7 is where we get our first couple customers. And it's always nice to see like, you're like, all right, so we're gonna have some customers today. Like right when we pull in, it's like, all right, I think it's gonna be a good one.
How long have you guys been waiting for?
We got here about 5 after 7.
I definitely ate light yesterday. Would have liked to have slept a little bit better. I didn't want to be so far back that we might miss out on something, you know, that gets sold out. And
Mission accomplished.
How did you guys hear about this place?
Texas Monthly. What's going on, guys?
You would have only had to get here 45 minutes earlier to be first in line.
Oh, we actually were before you. We just left to get coffee.
After we got number 1, I'd say half the line is maybe not even from Texas. Like we get a lot of people from out of state now. It's a good feeling that people are waking up this early, waiting in the line before we open up. I mean, we open up at 11, so people are waiting, 5 hours before we open up.
Dude, you got me the potato scooper?
Yeah, that's all the setup on that. Every morning, we'll cut ourselves an actual tray of our food, pretty much to see how we're doing, see if everything's like tasting right.
Making a tray for you to eat. It's all for you.
You gotta eat it all.
Oh my god. What do you think, Lane?
I've only had brisket so far, and that's it. Made my day.
Everything's spot on?
Everything's tasting good. I think it's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna be here playing 5.
No.
Johnny, what do you think? Is that good?
I think it's amazing.
Anything you can give it to the customer?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right at 10:59, it's like when you gotta get your game face on. That's when we're all ready. We're sitting behind the cutting board, and pretty much for the next 4 hours, we're gonna be slammed with customers.
First time coming out? Awesome. Thank you for coming out.
How much brisket I get for you?
Half pound of meat.
Half pound turkey?
Half pound of ribs.
Half all?
I threw you on a little extra pork ribs for you.
1.5, half, 2 links, 1 beef ribs.
1.2 beef ribs.
So your total today is 5303.
All right, man. You do this for here to go today?
For here, please.
That first hour, that's the crazy hour for sure. We try to move as fast as possible because, I mean, it's 100 degrees out there, so you really got to be quick at this. When I'm super tired, I got like 3 hours of sleep. That line will literally get me going. Like, I can get through the day, like, especially when it's super busy. That's why I love it. You having a good day so far? 1 beef rib. All right, 1 beef rib.
1 beef rib.
Half pound pork rib.
I'm gonna throw the sausages on the house, that way y'all can try it. 1.6 beef rib.
Dirty size. Cheese grits or coleslaw?
You said here to go?
Pound, half. 3 smalls.
Can you just sign the screen for me?
In an hour, we go through, probably about 20 briskets, like 18 racks of ribs, maybe like 5 or 6 turkeys. We're in a good flow too, where, I mean, it looks easy, but this is because we've done it so many times. We'll do little samples. We call them samples. They're burn-in. It's great. It's like the best part of the brisket, but we give those out for free pretty much to everybody in line. Take 1 pound of that for me.
Fantastic.
So that's kind of like thanks for waiting in the line, and then also this is what you're about to eat. 3 pounds turkey, 3 brisket, 3 turkey. Any sausage links today?
1 sausage.
Right.
Any sides?
Yeah.
For the first 2 hours, like, it's a breeze. Like, I don't feel it. And then it's when it That third hour is when it kicks in. That's when it kicks in. I'm like, okay, it's a little tiring. You got tallow going everywhere, you're slicing away. Especially like at that final hour is where I'm pretty dead. But I mean, it's all worth it to see the customers happy. So.
All right, you're all set, man. Thanks for coming out.
Great flavor, bread texture on the meat. It's really good.
Worth the 4-hour wait?
Totally. Oh, absolutely.
Definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, definitely worth the wait.
It's awesome. Everything.
I haven't tried everything, so the verdict's still out, but it's up there for sure. Yeah.
Somebody's got a dishwash. Gotta make sure everything's clean. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we're all sold out. Sorry? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we should have been here earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Wow.
We'll be open tomorrow and Sunday.
What time are you open?
11.
Okay. All right.
After service stops, like we're not done working. Like we still, me, PJ, and Della up here cleaning up, and then like they're back there, still on the pits. What I like so much is just seeing everybody like super happy that we cooked something really good. It's great to hear people come back after eating and be like, "This is the best barbecue I've ever had." I mean, that's probably the most satisfying part of it. I mean, that makes it worth it pretty much. We weren't trying to get #1. That's not why we opened up the barbecue restaurant. We were pretty much just trying to cook the best barbecue we could. It was a really good feeling though to see that we got rewarded, like our hard work paid off.
What's for you after Goldee's? Are you going to keep working here, or what's the plan?
I mean, they would want me to stay here, but there's a saying that if you have a barbecue restaurant and you have a really good cook, you're either going to have to offer them ownership or they're going to open their own barbecue restaurant because that's just how it is. And for me, I'm going to open my own barbecue restaurant.
A lot of people do think what we do is easy. I know I used to think it was easy. But, I mean, we're gonna have this title for the next 4 years. We gotta keep this up.
I've been doing the brisket shift for about 6 months now, and I'm still really happy that I get to do it.